Does that mean it's starting?
No, they're not on here yet.
Mr. McWhirter.
Hello?
Hello. I just wanted to let you know you were put on the wrong docket. You need to be adjourned today's case. So I can give you a new date of April 13th at 8:45.
No, that's fine.
All right, let me double check your address. So you're still at the 10844 Quirk Road in Belleville?
I have my mail set for there, but I can't live there from what my old court was.
Okay, so is there an address that I can change it to that you can get your mail, or you do get your mail even though?
I had my mom give me my mail.
Perfect. So, okay, so I'm going to send out new notice for for April 13th at 8:45 with Judge Green. And I'll send you the new Zoom information, okay?
I got you.
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, you're all right. I'm just trying to get all this taken care of.
Yep, I understand. So, have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you. Hey, Murray.
Hi, how you doing?
All right. Do you need to speak to the prosecutor?
I better speak. Yes, I think that's a good idea, Heather. Thank you.
All right. When she signs on, I will put you in a breakout room with her.
Okay, is the prosecutor there yet or no?
No, she's I was just got off the phone with her. She will be signing on in just a few minutes.
Okay, because I've got a 9:15 in Wayne County. That's why I'm just trying to time it right. Thank you, Heather.
Yep, you're oh, here she is now.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Sona, I'm putting you in a breakout room with Murray Duncan.
Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome. Mr. Beck?
Yes,
When the prosecutor comes back, did you need to speak to the prosecutor?
yeah, I would, just for a minute, please.
All right. She's in a breakout room. It'll be just a minute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Damn it.
On the iPhone, what is your name, please?
Peter Beck.
Nope, I see you. On the iPhone, what is your name, please? What is your name?
Amber Long. I'm a victim of violence.
Amber Long. Okay. All right, I'm going to put you back in the breakout or in the waiting room until we're ready for you, okay?
Okay.
We're changing.
Sona, can you go back in that breakout room, please? I'm going to put Mr. Beck in there with you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Hall,
Yes, good morning.
good morning. Did you need to speak to the prosecutor when she gets out of the breakout room?
Just ever so briefly, I'm actually at home sick today, so I'm just going to attempt to adjourn this for a week or two, whatever the court will allow. So I don't know that requires a breakout room.
I just need her to be aware for the victim.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be just a minute.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Marie, is your client with you?
Yes, she is, Heather.
Okay, so you're ready to go?
I am, yes.
All right, when the judge is ready, we'll take care of you.
Okay, thanks, Heather.
Yeah. Zoom user, what is your name, please?
Stephen Hancock.
In what case are you here on? Oh, I see you. You're Peter Beck's client.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Hall, are you expecting your client or were you handling this without?
I'm sorry, my client, I believe, is at my office. I'm at home at the moment.
Okay. Judge, we're ready on Corey Schmitzer with Mr. Duncan.
We're ready. What if I'm not ready?
I'm just letting you know.
Sorry,
I
Judge.
appreciate it, ma'am. Give me just 1 second to.
Yep, and just so you know, the
situated
two
here.
people in the waiting room, I don't know who they are. I was
We
gonna,
have a,
oh,
oh, make me, you have
wrong.
to
Yeah.
put me back so I can see.
I
We
thought I
have
made
a-
you. Mhm.
We have an arraignment coming from Huron.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Lyons.
Correct.
Jerry Lyons?
Steveland.
Steve Lynn.
Okay. Okay.
I have to go into a breakout room with him, Heather.
Okay. Oh, and here's the victim.
Also, Heather, I just wanted to let you know I have one conference in another court. So if I mute myself, it's just because I'm going to be doing that. It should take less than 5 minutes.
Okay, do you need to speak to any of the victims?
No, I spoke with all of them yesterday.
Okay.
Actually, I'm so sorry because we are going to be taking the plea for Corey. Can I speak to Raven just to let her know what's going on?
Yep, if you'll go back in that room, I'll put Raven in there with you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I thought you were.
These are all victims.
Nick,
Well, that's not true. Ms. Long and Ledesma. Ledesma's the actual defendant.
the
910,
defendant,
sorry.
right, but the Nicole, I don't know where she belongs. Mr. Beck, did you need to speak to your client?
No, I think basically, he knows where I'm coming from. Thank you.
Okay. And when Sona gets back out, Mr. Hall is looking for an adjournment on Mr. Lamar. He's not feeling good and he would like an adjournment, but I didn't know if we needed Sona in case she can get a hold of the victim.
He whom is not feeling well, Mr. Hall or Mr.
Your Honor, it's me, Your Honor, and my apologies. I tried to get today's hearing covered. There was nobody that could do that, and I haven't been in.
Why in the world, Mr. Hall, I'm going to stop you. Why in the world would you apologize?
Well, I hate throwing off a court's schedule or even my client's time, Your Honor. I don't, I understand this is unavoidable, and I wish I had his file and could move forward today is all.
All I was going to say to you is that life happens. It happens to all of us in abundance sometimes. But we'll get you a new date. The only problem is I will keep it with me only because we had it scheduled for jury trial at some point. And I don't want to put it somewhere else.
Certainly, Your
So
Honor.
when Miss Mosizian comes back, I'll let her know, but for 19-4696 SM, State of Michigan versus Jason James Lamar, that new date will be May the 10th at 9 a.m. in virtual courtroom number 1, back with me.
Thank you, Judge.
If you want to hang around, sir, you're welcome to, for her to come back, but I don't know why you would. Please
Yeah,
feel better.
I'd rather not, and thank you much, Judge. I appreciate you.
Have a good day, sir.
You as well.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, had you spoken to Mr. Lyons?
I'm putting him in the breakout room now with them.
Thank you.
All right, so we're ready on Schmitzer.
220035 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Corey Lynn Smitzer. Have your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Hello, Your Honor, Murray Duncan. I'm appearing on behalf of the defendant, Corey Schmitzer, who is seated to my right.
State your name for me, please, ma'am.
Corey Lynn Smitzer.
Thank you so much. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. How are we proceeding this morning?
Judge, in this matter, the prosecutor has offered that if my client pleads guilty to domestic violence, that she'd recommend that the court take under the first offender statute 769.4A. At this time, my client does wish to tender a guilty plea.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. You were able to hear the offer made by the prosecutor this morning and discuss that offer with Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
And you wish to accept the offer from the prosecutor?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if you tender a plea of guilty this morning to one count of domestic violence, that you will not have a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine any witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it true that on October 23rd, 2021, in the city of Romulus, that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Raven Ancilio, an individual with whom you had a dating relationship?
Yes.
Satisfied, Madam Prosecutor?
Satisfied.
Satisfied, Mr. Duncan?
Yes, Judge.
Ma'am, the court will take your plea of guilty to one count of domestic violence in keeping with the agreement between the parties that will be taken under 769.4A. Their information that the court has is that there will be 12-month period that you will engage in batterers counseling and have no contact with Raven Ancilio. Is that your understanding, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Ms. Ancilio present this morning, or she has anything to say in this matter? Are we ready to proceed? Did you want this matter referred to probation first, or are we able to proceed this morning?
Judge, I think we can probably proceed because she's going to have to sign up for the batterers counseling, obviously.
And Miss Raven is in the hearing today?
I am present.
I see her present, but I wasn't sure, Ms. Mosizian, if there was some comment she wanted to make to the court.
No, I don't have any comment.
Mr. Brown, are you on?
So ma'am, the court is going to impose a fine of $500, cost of $300, or $75 crime victims fee. There's $50 state cost, $20 fund fee, the 12 months of probation, the batterers counseling, and no contact with Ms. Ancilio as agreed by and between the parties. You will be responsible for your probation costs, the fines and costs assessed by this court, and the costs for batterers counseling. Once you are, is there anything else in this matter on behalf of the prosecutor?
No, there is not, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Duncan?
No, Judge, thank you.
Ms. Smitzer, any questions this morning?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Well, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good morning.
Good to see you, Mr. Duncan.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Ancilio, thank you for joining us this morning. You may leave if you like at this time.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sarah Kostari.
We're ready on Hancock, Judge.
Thank you. This is 200263 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Stephen Anthony Hancock. Have your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Good morning, Your Honor. On behalf of the defendant, Mr. Hancock, Peter Beck, and that's BEC, bar number P10598.
Mr. Hancock, please unmute yourself and state your name for the record.
Stephen Anthony Hancock.
Today is the day and time set for the final pretrial in this matter. How are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, I did speak with the prosecutor this morning. There is no resolution of this matter at this time. So I would ask that the court set this matter for a jury trial.
The next available jury trial date for this court would be June the 10th.
May I ask a question, Your Honor?
Absolutely, sir.
There is a companion case that is in the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice, the Circuit Court Criminal Division. If that case is resolved, it may have an impact on this case. So even though we have a jury trial scheduled for June the 10th, if this matter is resolved before that date, do I contact the court and see if we can put on a docket to get it resolved?
Possibly, but what I'm about to say might resolve that issue. The jury trial date is June the 10th, 2022 at 9 a.m. I will have you in here for final conference 2 weeks before. That'll put us at not May 27th. We'll need to, it's usually 14 days before, but that's not gonna work. Let me see what May 24th looks like. Madam Prosecutor, would you be available on May 24th for a quick conference?
Give me 1 second. Let me check.
Thank you.
Yes, I will be available.
Mr. Beck, if we schedule a conference for May 24th at 2 p.m.
That will work, Your Honor.
That will be the plea cutoff date, which would involve also dismissing this case if the Frank Murphy case makes it so. That will also be the day that your witness and exhibit list and proposed jury instructions will be due. May 24th, 2022 at 2 p.m. back by Zoom. And again, that's the cutoff date for plea, witness, and exhibit lists. Good morning, Ms. Russell.
Good morning.
Anything else on behalf of the prosecutor?
No, that's all. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything on behalf of Mr. Hancock?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Beck. I'll see you back here on May 24th at 2 p.m.
Very well. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Have a good day, Mr. Hancock. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Russell.
Thank you, Nicole. I will call you later today.
Thank you. Yes, I need a phone call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Bennett, do you need to speak to the prosecutor?
Good morning. Not at this time. I'm just going to be asking for an adjournment. It was just retained and it's I don't have the discovery yet.
This is 220154 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Ron Vincent Ledesma. Have your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes,
So Sona Movsisyan on behalf of the people, P83923.
And good morning, Your Honor. Samuel Bennett appearing on behalf of Mr. Ledesma, who is appearing via Zoom. I'd waive our in-person appearance. I have no objection to Zoom today, Your Honor. And for purposes of the arraignment, I'd waive the formal reading and stand mute.
Mr. Ledesma, please state your name for the record.
Ron Vincent Ledesma.
Thank you. Mr. Bennett, have you sent your appearance over to the court as of yet?
I did, yes, and I did notice online that it has not been updated yet, but we did fax it over.
I've written your name in. The felony clerk is on this Zoom, so I'm sure she'll track it down and get it in for
Thank
future dates. As for the arraignment, sir.
I would stand mute and waive the formal reading, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. There is a recommendation from law enforcement that your client's bond be set at 10,000, 10%, and a condition that he have no contact with the victim in this case. What's your argument as to bond in this matter, sir?
Thank you, Your Honor. Obviously, I have no objection to the no contact. I do have a couple things to say about that. However, Mr. Ledesma doesn't have any prior record, not anything serious. If there is anything, he's not a flight risk whatsoever. He retained me immediately, and I'm involved in the case as well as another attorney is involved in the PPO matter, and as well as am I. Your Honor, I do need to make it clear. I just wanted this on the record that Mr. Ledesma gets quite a lot of text messages, Venmo messages all over different aspects of communication from the complaining witness in this case. So I just wanted that to be very clear on the record, that he is not contacting her. She has been contacting him at an incredible amount of times. I know that there's a recommendation for a bond. I would ask for a personal bond, though, Your Honor, given the fact that I'm retained, he has no record, he's not a flight risk whatsoever. He's here today without issue. I'd ask that you reassess that and set a personal bond, Your Honor. And the no contact provision is obviously not a problem. There is a PPO in place as well.
For the record, Ron Ledesma did contact me.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. I appreciate your appearance this morning, but the court
Sorry.
does not usually encourage people to shout out. If there's something you'd like to be heard on, you can turn your video on and the court will acknowledge you and hear what it is that you have to say this morning. You're muted, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Stephanie Ledesma, and for the record, the communication has been back and forth over matters that I guess involve the divorce case and things of that matter. And for the record, Ron Ledesma did contact me yesterday.
Okay, ma'am, that was before he was arraigned. Mr. Bennett, are there any children involved in this marriage, or is there any reason for these two to have any communication with each other?
They do have a child, Your Honor, and there will be some communication that'll be needed, which will be through the divorce case only. And he does have an attorney for that as well, Mr. Barry Fain.
Through the attorneys only, so there's no reason for them to have contact with each other. I'm
That sounds good to me. I don't see a reason to know, other than
Okay.
Mr. Ledesma is paying for some bills through Venmo. So he's just taking care of that through Venmo, which is the agreement I think that they have as the case is pending.
That's correct.
Well,
We do
just so, no, ma'am, we're done. Just so we're clear and everybody's on the same page, Mr. Ledesma's bond's gonna be set at 10,000 personal. The condition of his bond is that he have no contact with Stephanie Ledesma, no direct contact, no texting, no cell phone, no social media contact. If he needs to make communication with her, it can be done through, Mr. Bennett's indicated, through the divorce. So I'm assuming that Ms. Ledesma is also represented by counsel.
Yes, I
I'm
believe.
assuming so as well, yes.
And they're able to work it out that way.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate that.
Mr. Bennett, can you please put your email in the chat so I can send you the discovery?
I'd rather not do that with the complaining witness being on here. Is it possible for me to just get in contact with the court and send that over?
Yeah, that's fine. I can also just try to contact you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Is your email address listed in the Burr Journal? She can look you up that
It
way.
is, Your Honor. Yes, it is.
How long of an adjournment do you need?
Your Honor, if we could do 30 days just to make sure I get the discovery and I can have a chance to meet with Mr. Ledesma.
"30 days puts us at approximately April 26, 2022, 8:30 a.m. with Judge Oakley in courtroom number 2.
Judge, I'm so sorry. Could we do the week after? I think I'm going to still be in a jury trial that day.
The next available after that, sir, would be May 10th, back with me at 9 a.m.
Okay, is that okay with you?
I'll disappear in a minute.
If that's okay with Your Honor, I have no problem going that far out.
Oh, yes, sir, that's absolutely fine with me. May 10th,
Okay.
2022 at 9 a.m. back here with me, Zoom number 1. Anything else on behalf of the people?
Nothing else, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Bennett?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
I'll see you back here on May 10th. Mr. Ledesma, Miss Ledesma, have a good day.
Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a
This
great day.
is-
And Ron, I'll call you in a moment.
You too. This
Thank
is
you.
220116 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Stephen Alexander Lyons. May I have your appearance, please?
Ready, Your Honor. For the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Lyons. Your Honor, today's the date and time set for arraignment. We waive formal reading and stand mute.
Mr. Lyons, state your name for the record, please, sir.
Stephen Lyons.
Thank you.
Case number again, Your Honor, I apologize.
It's 220116 SM.
Thank you.
This warrant arises out of Mr. Lyons' failure to appear for pretrial on May 2nd, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. with Judge Green. There is a bond recommendation in this matter, Mr. Bowditch, for $20,000, 10%, with no contact with Robert Lyons or Jessica Anaya, A-N-A-Y-A. What say you in response to this recommendation, sir?
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Lyons is a 35-year-old individual. He's not presently employed, but he's anticipating a job at Metro Airport Trucking to commence soon as he's out of custody. He's presently been in jail, Your Honor, for 5 days. He is on some form of probation out of Dearborn. There are some outstanding warrants. They are not, I believe, of an assaultive nature. I believe there's driving offenses out of Dearborn. He's not married. He's separated. He has one 7-year-old child who's facing some hospital issues. He'd like to be released and take care of that. He does have a felony, Your Honor, which was 15 years ago. He understands in great detail my explanation of no contact and do not return to an address on Paulette. I'm hoping Your Honor might consider a personal bond in this matter.
Mr. Bowditch, the court is not going to do that. We'll depart from the recommendation from here on slightly. The issue is that Mr. Lyons has outstanding warrants. He has multiple outstanding warrants for failing to appear. Huron Township Police indicates that there have been prior runs to this same location, prior incidents with the same victim, and prior violation of the conditional bond in this matter. The court is going to set his bond, Mr. Lyons' bond, at $10,000, 10%, with the no contact with Robert Lyons and Jessica Anaya, A-N-A-Y-A. The next appearance date in this matter will be, thank you, sir, will be April the 6th, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. That's with Judge Green in courtroom number 3. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else, Huron?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, officer.
Thank you.
Huron? Shoot, I didn't
Huron.
catch them before
Oops,
they
they went-
left. That's
they
all
went
right.
Fast. Holy smokes.
Jeff, I'm going to put you back into a breakout room. I'm going to try to get Huron back on so you can speak with the Sumter defendant.
Oh, I didn't get a second. Oh, Tim just handed it to me. I'm so sorry, Andy.
No, that's okay.
Andy,
took
is
me
that
a
one of
minute.
mine?
Yep, I just sent you the email.
All right, sorry.
Judge, for Jacob McWhorter, he showed up quite promptly this morning. I did reschedule him.
You're telling me you rescheduled him?
Yep, I already rescheduled him April 13th at 8:45, just so that you can get rid of his file. And I'm going to bring in this telephone number to see who they
I'm
are.
sorry.
Uh-huh.
You said McWhorter?
Yep, McWhorter at 9:10. Jacob,
April 13th at
8:45.
9:45.
8:45 TBG.
Thank you.
Yep. On the telephone ending in 4457, what is your name, please?
My name is Amber Long.
Amber Long. Oh, did you hang up?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I hung up. I was losing signal. I'm sorry. I work at the airport, so I don't have the best signal right now.
Okay. All right, I'm going to put you back in the waiting room until we're ready for you, okay? Sorry.
Okay. Thank you very much. No
You're
problem.
Attorney Davis, what case are you here on, please?
Good morning, Jamie Jones.
Jamie Jones. Okay. You were retained?
Yes.
Obviously. Okay. Are you expecting your client?
Yes.
All right. Oh, and Judge, sorry. Curtis Balo.
Yes.
Bala, we received an email from Tyrone Bickert, who is yep, I forwarded that to you, didn't I? Okay.
I received it.
Okay, I informed Mr. Nunley, since it did say that he was requesting MIDC, and we do have the victim in the waiting room. I don't know if we want to call that case or if we want to,
it's wait a minute. I'm sorry. You sent it to me and I looked at it, but is Mr. Bailoff that's ill?
I'm sorry. Mr. Bailoff, he has Mr. Bickert for a felony case. This case is a misdemeanor. So Mr. Bickert was just giving us some information.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm back, Heather.
Thank you, Sona. And Sona even did make mention to that on her paperwork about it.
For which one? I'm sorry.
Mr. Baylaw, that he would be in the hospital.
Oh, yes. I was informed yesterday that he, as of last week, he was in the hospital for some sort of liver and kidney failure in the ICU. The victim does not know of any updated information. Last she heard, he was still there.
So Heather, you were just bringing her in so we could call the cases and adjourn them. We weren't expecting Mr. Bailoff, correct?
Correct, yes.
And Heather, what was that adjourned to?
We haven't discussed it yet, Sona.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Nope, that's fine. Whenever you want to do it to Judge. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm ready. I'm just.
The court officer still on.
Ma'am. Ms. Dennis?
Yes, hi, how you doing?
I'm good. Did you need something, ma'am?
I was seeing if there was any victims here and to find out the outcome on some cases, because it's all pre-trials remote today.
Which cases, ma'am?
I'm covering for Kathy.
Yeah.
So,
Ms. Dennis, I will send an update if that's okay with you. So you don't have to, I rewrite everything and send it out, so I can send it to you so you have that.
Fabulous, fabulous. Are there any victims on Zoom today?
This is Amanda Baylog. Am I supposed to say something?
I
Not
don't
quite
know.
yet, ma'am.
Okay,
This
I
is,
can,
this is, no, this is 220162 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Curtis Todd Baylaw. This matter was scheduled for pretrial this morning. The court has received information that Mr. Bayloff is physically not available this morning.
I'm sorry, Judge, were you talking to me?
I called the case and just said the court received information that the defendant is not physically available this morning. He appeared for his arraignment in this matter back on March the 1st. And it was my understanding that he was seeking the assistance of MIDC going forward, but in as much as he's not available, this matter would need to be adjourned. The question was adjourned how far out? Madam Prosecutor?
I guess maybe we could try 30 days. I honestly, I'm not quite sure what his condition is or how long he will be there for.
We will adjourn this pretrial approximately 30 days. That puts us on April the 26th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. And that's in courtroom number 2 with Chief Judge Brian Oakley. April the 26th, 8:30 a.m. with Judge Oakley. Notice will be sent to Mr. Baylaw at the address in the court's file. Ms. Baylaw, if you received that date?
Yes, I have it. April
Okay.
26th at 8:30.
Yes, ma'am.
He isn't living here at the moment though, so that's probably gonna come to my address, and I've just been letting his family know if something comes here.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, you can log off now. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mr. Davis, I see your client here. We're a little bit early, but if you're ready to proceed.
Yes, good morning, Judge.
This is 220202 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Jamie Christopher Jones. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Reese Davis, P 76203, appearing with Mr. Jones, who's present appearing via Zoom. Mr. Jones, will you state your name for the record?
Yeah, Jamie Christopher Jones.
Mr. Davis, have you sent your appearance over?
Yes. Do I need to send it again?
I don't see it, but that doesn't mean anything. Don't send it. Heather will check and let us know for sure. This matter was scheduled for pretrial this morning. How are we proceeding?
Judge, if I may, I know
Yes,
usually
ma'am.
the defense attorney responds at this point, but I do just want to inform the court. I have been in contact with the complainant. We spoke yesterday. At this time, she indicated to me she wishes to put this incident behind her and has moved out, is trying to move forward, is trying to do things for herself, and she no longer wishes to proceed with this case. Therefore, the people will not be able to move forward without her cooperation and testimony.
Any objection to a dismissal, Mr. Davis?
No objection at all.
Case is dismissed. Mr. Jones, good luck to you, sir. Have a good afternoon.
All right, yeah, thank you. Since she's moved out, am I allowed to go back into my home now?
Yeah, you're all set, Mr. Jones. I'll give you a
Okay.
call in a second.
All right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Sona, I see on Darren Marks that it does say that the witness is supposed to appear, but she has not, and he is here.
Oh, that may have, hold on, give me 1 second. Is that? I'm sorry, that is incorrect. She was, I spoke with her yesterday, but she wasn't able to be present this morning.
Okay, thank you.
So we can move forward with that. Yes, my apologies.
This is 220177 SM, State of Michigan versus Deron Edward Marks. Maybe your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Sir, would you state your name for me, please?
Yes, ma'am. Deron Edward Marks.
Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. Mr. Marks, is it your intention to continue to represent yourself?
No, ma'am.
Were you looking for the assistance of a court-appointed attorney, or did you, or had you retained counsel?
I haven't retained counsel. Court-appointed attorney would be fine.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Judge, did he want to speak to the attorney?
Yes.
He does.
Okay.
Thank you. You'll see an invitation to join him in a breakout room, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Are there any victims in the waiting room I could speak with?
Amber Long on the Robert Matthews case.
Mr. Matthews hasn't shown up. He was at 9:10.
Yeah. Yeah. Subsidize the project? Oh, Lord.
Boy, her and Kathleen are two totally different people. Kathleen sits back nice and quiet.
That's why I bring her in, because I know she likes to keep her own notes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Yeah.
And as long as you're quiet, I don't care if you sit here versus watching it on YouTube. It doesn't matter. So I just started off this morning discombobulated, and I just saw your McWhorter note, and then with Andy with these arraignments.
Also, Judge, thank you for being so understanding and accommodating. I feel very bad.
This is not a secret, ma'am. You heard me say to Mr. Hall, don't feel any way about that. I was in court in Pontiac years and years and years ago with the flu, to the point where I could barely stand up. And I had hearing here, not in this building, in the old building, probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, where I had food poisoning. And it was the defendant who came and took care of me, gave me a cold cloth and a peppermint and everything else. I've never been so sick in my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Heather,
Yes, Jeff.
the officer is having a little difficulty getting out of his breakout room.
All right, I'll move him in. Here he
All right,
is.
thank you. Thank you.
And that's perfect timing, Mr. Bowditch. We have a little lull in our action here. This is 20SU00026.
Everybody are released back there?
20SU00278 A, B, and C. These are all Sumter Township versus Samuel Malcolm Hamilton. May I have your appearances, please?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Hamilton. Your Honor, as far as the arraignment, we would waive formal reading and stand mute. Mr. Hamilton,
state your name for the court, please.
My apologies.
Samuel Hamilton.
Thank you. Sir, you had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Bowditch this morning?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Bowditch, there had previously been a, let me go back there for a second. The defendant previously appeared on March 10th, 2020 in the 2-6 file. I'm just looking to see. It didn't look like bond had been set. I just wanted to be sure. There's a recommendation from Sumter Township that Mr. Hamilton's bond be set at $20,000, 10%. Based on his outstanding warrants. He has 2 traffic warrants out of Taylor, 4 out of Sumter, and has a history of non-appearance. Sir, your recommendation, your response to this recommendation for bond?
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Hamilton is a 22-year-old individual. He presently resides at 2860 Hawks in Ann Arbor. That was one of the issues, Your Honor. He hasn't lived in Sumter in the last 2 years, and he said there was a problem with his mailing address, so he never got any notices about these 2020 cases. He is presently employed. He has 2 jobs. He works, he's been working at FedEx for the last 2.5 years. And he's also working at a manufacturing plant for the last 4 months called Casilium. He does have a child. He's not on probation, Your Honor. He's not on parole anywhere. Again, Your Honor, ever since he's left Huron Township or Sumter Township, he's not had any contact with the law or anything. As far as the Taylor warrants, Your Honor, according to Mr. Hamilton, they are just advised and release to turn himself into Taylor if he's released. And he's, we're hoping he'd get a personal bond in this, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Bowditch. The court will depart from the recommendation from here, I'm sorry, from Sumter. In the file that ends in 2-6, the 20SU00026OT, the court will set Mr. Hamilton's bond at $5,000, 10%. He had previously appeared at this court and signed a vice of rights form and then failed to appear ever again. So the issue of notice in that file is not an issue for this court. As for the A, B, and C files from June 19, 2020, the court will set his bond at $1,000 personal. All of these cases will be set for April the 14th, 2022 at 9:10 a.m. with Judge Oakley in virtual courtroom number 2.
What time is that again, Your Honor? I apologize.
9:10.
9:10. Thank you.
9:10 a.m.
April
with Judge
14th.
I'm sorry, with Judge Oakley. I'm just gonna keep messing it up. I'm sorry, Mr. Bowditch, were you saying something else?
I was just confirming, Your Honor, it was April 14th.
Am I just making up dates? Yes, April 4/14/2022 at 9:10 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Hamilton?
You said my bond is $500.
It will be for the January 2020 license case.
Can you please not make it $5,000? Or 500, because I got no way to pay that, and I got a small child. And I can't sit in jail till April 14th. I got a small child that I take care of by myself, that's at home waiting on me right now by herself. And I got no way at all to pay that. I'm trying to see if you could find it in your heart, some way to please let me get a PR bond.
Mr. Hamilton, Mr. Bowditch has represented you well. You have a failure to appear from this court in a case that you appeared physically, signed the advice of rights form, and then didn't appear again. The court
Yeah,
has to do something to ensure that you will return as directed.
I will return. I just didn't know nothing about these warrants till yesterday. But I'll return. I give you my word. But I just got a small child at the house that I need to get back to.
Mr. Hamilton, this matter is concluded. The court hears you and the court heard Mr. Bowditch.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Bowditch. Mr. Nella, give me 1 second, please. Mr. Nunley, were you ready on Marks?
Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
220177 SM, this is State of Michigan versus Marks.
Roy Snumley appearing on behalf of the defendant. At this time, we would just ask the court for an adjournment for a final pretrial where the victim must appear, and so that we could also get an opportunity to receive and review the discovery.
Mr. Nunley, how long of an adjournment?
I mean, as soon as possible, actually, because he is wearing a tether and he says that it is causing him some discomfort. So if we could get it sooner.
April 10th, 2022 at 9 a.m. And that will be number 3 with Judge Green, April 10th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Complaining victim must appear. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Marks, good luck to you. See you back here on April the 10th, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. See you soon.
Have a good day.
You too.
Mr. Nunley, did you need to speak to your client, Mr. Thompson?
If I could
Yes, yes.
Yeah, if I could speak with Sona first and then Mr.
Sure.
Thompson. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Thompson, can you mute yourself, please? Your bird in the background. Thank you.
Heather.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Why? So Heather, I don't know if you saw Andy just attempt to sneak in here.
Yep, I already put Van Buren in the breakout room with Jeff.
There's no sneaking.
Nope, no sneaking around here.
Every time I hear that door open. Mr.
Royce-
Nolly, was that sufficient?
Sorry. Do you want to speak to your client?
Yes, please.
Sorry, Judge.
See, Heather, the thing is, the three of you are just so different. And I forget, and I get into this rhythm and this habit and these customs. And then I get you two.
Exactly. And as you say, I'm vocal.
It's just different. And if it were a little different, it would be fine. But it's like,
yeah.
Not complaining at all.
Well, thank you.
I have been very fortunate to receive a different kind of support in these days.
Yes.
And that's as nice as I can say. I tell people it's like the Wizard of Oz. I'm sitting here doing this thing in the front, and there's all this flurry of activity and text and everything else.
So you're the wizard?
I'm the person sitting on a stool in the corner waiting for something to happen.
Heather, do you know?
Honestly.
I'm sorry. Heather, do you know if Lyons is still in custody? The other one?
Oh, Mr. Robert Lyons. I mean,
Jerry.
Jerry, let me look online. Yep, it says that he is. Did they know about today's date? Shows that he had a court date today. Were we expecting the other Lyons?
Not today, no, but he did request that I make a motion, so I just wanted to see if, if I would be able to do so if.
Oh, okay.
If Mr. Jerry Lyons wasn't there.
It looks like he had a hearing at Third Circuit today at 9 a.m. It looks like it's a review date, but I'm wondering if they pulled him for that.
Oh.
For his felony case.
Judge, on the arraignment file for Swafford, I apologize. The date that I had written down was a true DV date. So I actually need to change that. I have a different date for you. Be Wednesday, April 13th, 9:15 a.m., Judge Green.
Thank you so very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Don't apologize. You caught it. That's wonderful.
Those double checks help us out.
Darian, were you expecting the victim on Mr. Storm?
No, ma'am, but is Mr. Storm here?
Nope.
So he wasn't here last week or the last time, and I guess I'm wondering if he was picked up or if this date was just set.
Let me see for you. His attorney called, Mr. Nunley called me and said he was in contact with Mr. Storm. So we rescheduled it. So I don't know if you want to ask Mr. Nunley when he gets in here.
Yes.
Anything.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Judge, I'm going to bring in Astacia because I don't see her on the docket. Is anybody?
Hi, Judge.
It was Deary.
Hello, how are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Is there something you want to show me? Something you want to send me?
Oh, I could.
Astacia, what are you here for, please? Oops. You're muted.
Heather, it looks like you were trying to unmute me.
I accidentally, she was over where you were at and I clicked the unmute button and then she moved. Push the microphone button, Astacia. It should unmute you. Whoa.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Adorable.
Oh my God, so cute.
He's getting so big.
Holy smokes. How did that happen so fast?
Yeah, he'll be 9 months in like a week and a half.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my. It's
Yeah.
been a slew of babies lately. I'm not sure what's going on.
So, getting bored during quarantine.
We had the landlord tenant attorney yesterday with a 4-month-old. a prosecutor with a, what is he now, 1-month-old baby? And then there's a baby expected any day now.
Amy Thompson, did you want to speak to the victim's advocate?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Heather,
Yes, Jeff.
the officer needs help getting out of the breakout room,
All right.
but we're ready.
Thank you. Van Buren needed help getting out of the breakout room. He knows how to get out.
You know what I usually do is I usually just hang up and call back in.
This is 220228 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Christopher James Swafford. May I have your appearances, please?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Swafford. Your Honor, today's the date and time for arraignment in this matter. We'd waive formal reading, stand mute. Mr. Swafford, would you tell the judge your name, please? Correct spelling of it?
What? You have to hear me hear what you said. They can hear you. Just don't yell. Just talk. They can hear you.
Just tell the judge your name, Mr. Swafford.
Tell him what happened. No. Just tell him your name. I'll tell him my name. My name's Chris Swafford.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Swafford, you had a chance to talk to Mr. Bowditch this morning?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I sure have. My lawyer right there. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Bowditch, there is a recommendation from Van Buren Township that Mr. Swafford's bond be set at 5,010%, that he do not return to 83, that he does not return to 83 Rose Boulevard in Van Buren Township, that he have no contact with Kevin Whitaker or Michael Morgan, and that he not purchase, possess, consume any alcohol or mind-altering substances. What say you, sir, as to that recommendation?
Mr. Swafford is a 45-year-old individual. He has been a roofer for the last 30 years. More recently associated with a new company but spent a lot of time with a company called Mr. Roof. Presently, Your Honor, he's not on probation. He's not on parole. He has no outstanding warrants. He was released from prison in 2020. In talking with the officer, though, they have no objection to a personal bond, and I was hoping the judge might consider that.
Van Buren, is that accurate?
Your Honor, I know the detectives were asking for a cash bond, but the gentleman here does have an injured hand. He does need to get some sort of medical attention for it. We did take him to the hospital yesterday, but he's in pain. So I personally would think a personal bond would be okay.
The court will set the bond at 5,000 personal. Mr. Swafford, you are not to return to 83 Rose Boulevard. You are to have no contact with Kevin Whitaker or Michael Morgan. You're not to purchase, possess, consume any alcohol or mind-altering substances during the pendency of this case. And sir, your next appearance date will be April the 13th, 2022, 9:15 a.m., number 2 with Judge Green. Again, this case number is 220228 SM. Next appearance date, April the 13th, 9:15 a.m. and number 2. Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything else, Van Buren?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
officer.
Mr. Swafford. Good luck to you, sir.
Say okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I will not let y'all
Yes,
down.
sir.
Have a seat for a minute.
Sure.
Mark, before we leave, could I get his phone number?
My phone number?
Yeah, hang on one second. I got it right here. I'll get it.
Okay. 734-635-9570.
Did you get it?
634?
734-634-9570.
No. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, 635, my fault.
Thank you.
Yep.
We didn't do the Thompson case, did we?
We have not, ma'am. We'll do it as soon as Mr. Nunley comes out of the breakout room.
Okay, because there's a concern the victim has.
Thank you.
Okay.
May I be put into a breakout room with Cammie Thompson, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sona, will you go
I'm
back
not
into
going
that
for
room
it.
that you had?
Yes,
Please.
thank you.
Heather, was there any update on Mr. Lyons?
No, Judge, it just shows that he had a court date at Third Circuit, but it does show that I did email his notice for today's hearing to Wayne County Jail, but obviously Third Circuit overrides us for whatever reason.
And have we done anything with Mr. Dutton yet? And it's come to my attention that he's just been sentenced to 2 to 10 years in the Department of Corrections, and he's currently at Charles Eagler Reception and Guidance Center. Upon speaking with Ms. Fortier, she says that she's unable to reach the victim and she wouldn't be able to move forward. Seeing that how he is in the Department of Corrections, I was wondering if the court would entertain me waiving his presence just for the sake of having this thing dismissed. Instead of
Because it does look like I sent MDOC the paperwork for him to appear today, but They're not appearing, obviously.
This is 220146 SM. This is State of Michigan versus John Dutton. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendant.
This is the day and time set for the final pretrial in this matter with a notation that the complainant must appear. Mr. Nunley, you've indicated to the court that Mr. Dutton has been recently sentenced to the Department of Correction, asking that his appearance be waived. The court will grant that. As for the matter pending with this court,
Motion to dismiss, Your Honor.
any response from the people?
Judge, yeah, I've tried to contact the complainant, Jessica McCoy, several times. I've been unable to reach her. I was informed by the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office that Mr. Dutton was in fact sentenced to 2 to 10 years at MDOC for a prior case, I believe, with the same complainant, and therefore the people cannot proceed without her testimony.
The matter will be dismissed. Thank you, Mr. Nunley. Are we ready on Thompson?
We are ready on Thompson, Judge.
This is 220113 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Alan Edward Thompson. May I have your appearances, please?
Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people.
Royce Nunley on behalf of the defendant. At this time, Judge, I would be motioning the court to withdraw as the defendant's attorney. There's been a
Wait, I'm sorry. Mr. Thompson hasn't come out of the breakout room yet.
Let me see if I can help him. And when we're done with this, Royce, can you please address Ms. Fortier regarding Mr. Storm?
Mr. Thompson, would you unmute yourself and state your name for the record, please, sir?
Alan Thompson.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Nunley has made a motion to withdraw from this case. Mr. Nunley, the basis of your motion.
There's been a monumental breakdown in communication between the defendant and myself. I don't think that I can adequately represent him. I think that he would probably do well with Mr. Bowditch. I think he would be a good individual to maybe hand the case off to. The only caveat I would ask for on Mr. Thompson's behalf is that maybe the prosecutor could see if there's any videos, body cam videos available of the alleged instance and forward them to whoever is assigned to represent him.
Mr. Thompson, do you have any requests solely, any response solely to Mr. Nunley's request to withdraw from this case?
You know what, I'm so fed up with this stuff. I don't care what happens anymore, Your Honor. It really doesn't matter. It's always based on a lie. That's all it is. So nobody wants to hear my end of the story. They just want to keep pushing about what they would. I mean, Mr. Nutley's talking about plea bargaining. I'm not plea bargaining. Cammie Thompson lied and Jasmine lied.
Mr. Thompson, I hear you, but before the court this morning, is Mr. Nunley requesting to withdraw? He's indicated that you've had a breakdown in the relationship. If that's accurate, I will allow him to withdraw.
It is, because he didn't want to listen to what I was saying. He just wanted to read what the prosecutor wants. I don't care what the prosecutor wants. I've not done anything. Cammie has done this to me in the past several times. And always dropped it. The only reason why we're here today is because she sat there in front of the Van Buren Police Department and said, the reason why I'm doing it is because you had sex with your daughter, but they proved that she was lying. So Cammie wants this. She can have her little ways and go her own way. Just leave me alone.
Mr. Thompson, it's not that the court doesn't want to hear you. It's that I want you to understand that this is being recorded right now. It's being streamed on live on YouTube. I'm only asking you to consider not discussing the facts of the underlying case. The court will allow Mr. Nunley to withdraw. I was looking to see if Mr. Bowditch was still present to see if he was available. He's no longer in this court's virtual courtroom. What the court can do is adjourn the matter for the next domestic date, which.
Can I ask you a question, Your Honor?
Absolutely, sir.
I'm supposed to move in with my girlfriend in Illinois. So I'm not even going to be in this state. All right. This is what I'm trying to explain to people. Cammie told me she wants to go on with her life. That's why she wants to have this restraining order. She doesn't need a restraining order to go on her life. Just leave me alone. She posts me all over Facebook. This is Alan Thompson Sr. to the T. And then she gets mad when I turn around when she puts on a post, boyfriend wanted, husband's not, or marriage need not apply. And I turn around and said, y'all better go because this is the way she is. I've been with her for 30 years, Your Honor. And this is the mental abuse that I go through all the time when she sits there in the kitchen, gets drunk and screams at me. And then all of a sudden, I supposedly grabbed her arm. I haven't touched that woman in 25 years. So I just want to go on with my life. I promise you I'm not going to do any probation because I didn't do anything. And I'm not going to counseling because I already have a counselor. So I don't know what the problem is.
We're not, Mr. Thompson, we're not there yet. We're just merely at the pretrial stage. And I hear what you're saying, that you're fed up and you're ready for this to be over and you want to move to Illinois. I hear you, sir. I understand. I'm with you. But for today, I'm looking to see if there's another attorney who's available to assist you right now, and there's not. What I will do is adjourn the pretrial to April the 12th. Go ahead, Mr. Thompson.
I'm not allowed to leave state then?
Sir, I can't confine you to the state. If you're telling me that you're moving, did you purchase a home or did you already sign a lease for Illinois?
No. My girlfriend has her own place and we've been talking for a while since this craziness went on, and she was going to come here. But I put against it because of the simple fact is the way that my ex and her family is and everything else. I figured I'd move to Illinois to get away from them. I moved them up here. I lived in Michigan before they came up here. I moved Karen up here and her husband and her daughter because they needed our help. And this is the thanks we get. So I need to get out of the state to get far away from them so I never have to see them again.
Mr. Thompson, how soon did you intend to move?
Well, I was supposed to leave today, but all my camping stuff that's in storage, that's not even in Cammie's name. Cammie told in front of Van Buren Police yesterday that the prosecutor told her that she can't give me anything that's in the storage unit, which is a lie. The prosecutor wouldn't get involved in that. And then she turned around and told me when I was holding my own grandson, it's not your grandson, right in front of Van Buren Police. This is how vindictive she is. And then she turned around and said, the reason why we're going through this is because you slept with your daughter. And Van Buren Police proved that that's not true. Your Honor, I'm not even trying to play, but she has lied so many times in court. We're trying to get restraining orders against me and then dropped them. The last time she tried to file a restraining order against me was in Pennsylvania when she was sleeping with George Moyer Jr., friend with benefits, and dug steps in the backyard so she can get to his house faster. The man came down and asked me to go outside and have a drink with him. I sat down and was talking to him. He said, and I quote, the only reason why I'm doing your wife is because I don't like you. When I told her that and was upset because I didn't feel she needed to be treated that way, she went to court and got a restraining order and then dropped it. And then when she was done sleeping with George and all these other guys and nobody wanted her, all of a sudden she wanted her husband back. And like an idiot 15 years ago, I took her back.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson, my question to you was, how soon were you moving? What I would suggest to you is it might go a long way. Hold on. I heard you say you were going to move today, but today was the hearing date. It might go a long way to resolving this if you can confine your responses to what I'm asking you. The other stuff that you're saying just inflames whatever the situation is. The court's inclination is to adjourn this matter for April the 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m. with Judge Green. Because I can't force a resolution. There is an offer from the prosecutor. You reviewed it with your assigned attorney. There's been some breakdown in the relationship. He wants to withdraw. Even
Right.
if Mr. Nunley wasn't around, the case might not necessarily be resolved today because today is just the pretrial. It's not trial. It's not final pretrial. It's a status conference basically, where the parties have talked, is there discovery exchange, blah, 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 blah.
Right, but my
It's not the
question
day,
is,
it's not the day to hear what happened on February 12th, 2022. Your question to me is,
I was supposed to leave today, but I can't because Cammie, again, in front of the police, turned around and said, the prosecutor turned around and said, I can't take anything out of the storage unit, which is not even in her name. It's in Glenn's name. So when I tried to get my stuff for camping and stuff and survival, she's refusing me. So that's keeping me here too, because I won't leave my stuff behind because Cammie is very vindictive. And she bought me a tattoo gun and turned around and then took it back, which she can't. And I know she can't. And that's the law because it was a gift. But this is the way I get treated all the time. And no matter what I do, no matter how many times I beg a judge to listen, no matter how many times I beg for a polygraph or anything, nope. And she just gets away with lies on top of lies on top of lies. So I can't leave until I get my stuff from storage. And I'm not going to leave it behind. I'm not going to leave. I got to fight for the stuff that's mine in my name. So I can't leave. So now she's causing more problems for me. So we can do it on April. I think you said April 12th. Fine.
April 12th
Yep.
at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
with Judge Green. That'll be virtual courtroom number 2. Madam Prosecutor,
Yes.
there was something you wanted to say?
Yes, well, so in regards to his belongings, I was speaking with the complainant and she's able to, so the Mr. Thompson arrived yesterday at the residence with the police standby in order to gather his belongings. I believe there might still be some things there. The complainant would feel more comfortable if maybe she can put together his things and then he could come pick it up.
No. She has taken stuff from me and stole stuff from me. I don't want her touching anything. And the stuff from the storage unit, ma'am, is not hers. It's mine.
That's fine. I'm sorry. I'm not speaking in regards to the storage unit. I have no knowledge about a storage unit.
Well, according to her, in front of the sergeant yesterday from Van Buren Police Department, you told her I wasn't allowed to get anything from the storage unit. This is the way the lies go. This is the way the lies go all the time. She bought a tattoo gun for me to replace the one that she stole, and then she went in my closet and took it back before I could go get anything. She is vindictive, she is hurtful, she lies, and I just can't deal with it anymore.
Mr. Thompson, here's the issue. The court has given the new date of April 12th at 9 a.m. The court cannot resolve 30-year relationship. This court is
I don't want to resolve it, ma'am. I just want my stuff in storage.
The court is tasked with addressing what happened on February 12th, 2022 in Van Buren Township. There sounds like there's a lot of outstanding issues. Mr. Thompson, I've given you a suggestion on how to maybe get this thing resolved, and I can't argue with you about it. I understand that you're emotional about it, but we're good. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. April 12th, Judge Green. Thank you, sir. You can log off. Ms. Thompson, you can log off. We still have docket left and we don't have anybody.
Can I go into a breakout room with Mr. Nunley?
Absolutely. Heather, we have Mr. Matthews. We have
Royce, if you'll go back into your MIDC room, please. Sorry. Yep, I'm sorry.
220160SM. This is State of Michigan versus Robert Matthews. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:10 a.m. It's now 10:27 a.m. The defendant has failed to appear. Inasmuch as the underlying crime is assaultive in nature. Actually, this is a reissued case where the complainant failed to appear in the previous case. The case will be set for show cause.
And she was here today, Judge. The victim was here today.
The victim on Wallace?
No, the victim on Matthews.
Matthews. She was here and the defendant was not.
Correct.
Yes, I was gonna say, thank you, correct.
And I will correct myself, and as much as she didn't appear at the last, I'm sorry, at the end of the original.
Yes, that is correct. She had the wrong date, actually. She thought it was the following day.
Thank you. Court will issue bench warrant, 5,000, 10%. (220214) SM, State of Michigan versus Jerry Christopher Matthews Lyons, Lyons. This matter was set for pretrial this morning at 9:20 a.m. It is now 10:29 a.m. by the court's clock. There was some conversation about Mr. Lyons potentially not being physically available this morning, Heather.
Correct, Judge.
Judge, can I make a motion in that case?
Absolutely.
I spoke to the complainant several times late last week, Mr. Robert Lyons, and he indicated to me that if we could amend the no contact order to no assaultive contact so that Mr. Jerry Lyons has a place to go to and reside after he is released. The complainant, Robert, has left the residence and is remaining with his father. So he feels comfortable with the defendant, Jerry Lyons, returning to the home and thereby amending the no contact order to no assaultive contact.
Court will grant the people's motion to amend to no assaultive contact, make indication that the complainant has left the property, inasmuch as this court's clerk has verified that the defendant had court in a court of higher jurisdiction this morning. We will adjourn this matter to that April 12th, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. date. That will be in number 3 with Judge Green. I see that Mr. Storm has joined us.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Judge, something happened to your screen.
I know. I don't know what though.
Uh-oh.
Why is my head permanently down? I have no idea.
No, you have no screen. I don't see anything. Do you see anything, Royce? Is there a picture for her or no?
I can see her.
Oh, something must happen to mine video.
No, because
No, she's
I'm
just
moving,
frozen.
but my screen isn't moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's frozen.
Hold on. I don't
Did
know
you
if
need to
it
speak to Mr. Storm, Mr. Nunley? Or are you ready to go?
No, I think I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's something going on here. I see it. My touchscreen is gone too. I don't know. This is 193389 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Matthew Wallace. This matter was scheduled. Oh, Mr. Nunley, this is your client too.
Yeah, so I was assigned Mr. Wallace in October of 2020. Haven't really had any conversation because I think the plan was to set it for a jury trial. I did speak with the prosecutor and she has indicated that she is unable to reach the alleged victim. not sure that if the court would allow, I would like to waive his presence and just motion for a dismissal. But of course, at the court's discretion, because I haven't heard from him.
Ms. Marcision?
Judge, the people have nothing to add. I've been unable to reach her. This case is a couple years old. I don't have, new contact information for her. So I don't think it would make much sense to hold him capious, even though he has been, I think, at least 6 or 7 times, if I can't get a hold of her.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nunley? You all were here last week? Mr. Wallace was here last week for an arraignment. There's an indication in the court's records that he is in program at the home of New Vision.
Do you know which day that was, Judge?
That was March the 15th.
Okay, so I was arraignment counsel that day, so I must have arraigned him.
So based on that, sir, your motion was,
Motion
or
to
your
dismiss.
request was, motion to dismiss?
Yeah.
Response from the prosecutor?
Judge, we'll leave it to your discretion.
Court will grant the defendant's motion to dismiss based on people not having communication with the complainant. This case now being just shy of 3 years old. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that is all. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else on behalf of the defendant?
Nothing further, Judge.
Thank you, sir. As for Storm, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the screen. I don't know that I necessarily want to bother Fred, Heather. I'm still here.
That's fine.
This is 210390 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Jeremy Storm.
Morning, Your Honor. Darian Fortier on behalf of the people, P83359.
Royce Nunley on behalf of the defendant.
Mr. Storm, state your name for me, please.
Jeremy Storm.
Mr. Storm, you are extremely tardy this morning. All of this courts has allowed you to appear this morning almost an hour late. I'm sure Mr. Nunley had something to do with that. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. How are we proceeding?
Judge, we've reached a resolution in conjunction with Mr. Storm's cases at Third Circuit. He's going to plea today, and I can put the plea on the record if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you, ma'am.
If Mr. Storm pleads guilty to 1 count of domestic violence in case number 21-0390, the people would agree to a sentence agreement of 1 year probation, batterers counseling, no direct or indirect contact with the complaining witness, Savannah Clendening, costs, fines, and fees, and any other terms set by the court. Sentence to run concurrent with Third Circuit cases 21-007602-01-FH and 21-006859-01-FH.
Mr. Storm, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Were you able to hear the offer that the prosecutor just read into the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you've had the opportunity to discuss this matter with Mr. Nunley?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hmm,
Did we
think-
lose the judge?
I think we did. Royce, was your coworker getting out of hand? The one that's laying around?
Yeah, like both of my coworkers were getting out of hands because somebody knocked on the door, so there was,
Oh, I didn't know you had two there. I thought you just had the one.
no, we found another one on the service drive, and my big heart that barely fits in my chest had to stop and bring it home.
And they
Yeah.
all get along?
Oh, they're best friends. They're like
That's
they're
awesome.
inseparable. But they ate a giant chair in my house yesterday. We call it friendship chair because it's a big circle. And that's where friendships are forged, and they ate friendship chair. So
Oh, no.
yeah, so they're with me today, so I can keep an eye on them.
Nice. I'm turning my headset over to the judge so we can handle the last case.
Thanks. I lost the courtroom Zoom completely. Mr. Storm,
Yes, Your Honor.
you understand that the court accepts your plea this morning. You will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine any witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Storm, is it true that on May 11, 2021, in the city of Romulus, that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Savannah Clendenning, an individual with whom you had a dating relationship?
Yes, Your Honor.
People are satisfied.
Mr. Nunley?
Satisfied.
Mr. Storm, the court will accept your plea of guilty to one count of domestic violence. There was a sentence agreement by and between the parties wherein you will be placed on 1 year of probation. You're to have no contact with the complainant in this case, that being Savannah Clendenning, Clendening. Your sentence in this matter is to run concurrent with your sentence received in 21007602-01FY and 2100685901. I said FY, it's FH. As for fines and costs in this matter, Mr. Nunley, is there any comment that you'd like to make on behalf of your client?
I would ask the court to maybe consider imposing minimal fines. He has been hit with, the charges out of the Third Circuit Court. So I believe, he's already subject to paying quite a bit of fines. He is a working man, and I think at this point, it's probably getting a little tough to manage with all the different cases going on. Besides that, I would leave it to the court's discretion.
Any comment on behalf of the people?
Judge, I would just state that, Mr. Storm made the decision to do the crime, so that's my only comment, Judge. I leave in the court's discretion.
I understand. I appreciate that. And thank you, Mr. Nunley, for your advocacy on behalf of your client. The court will impose a fine of $500, cost of $100. There's $75 crime victims fee, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee. There's $100 warrant fees. Anything else in this matter, Ms. Fortier?
No, Judge, nothing on people.
Anything else, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Storm, good luck to you, sir. Have a good afternoon. That concludes this course.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Docket. I do believe we've called all the cases.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day. It was good to see you.
Good to see you, ma'am. Thanks for the picture.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Hold on, let me give Heather back.
Who is tomorrow?
I'm sorry, Sona?
No, it's Darian. Who's
Oh, sorry.
tomorrow?
What do you mean, who's tomorrow?
Like what judge is tomorrow?
Judge Oakley.
Okay, all right. I will see you tomorrow.
All righty.
I'll see you
guys later.
tomorrow.
All right,
Thank you all
bye.
tomorrow. I'm covering for Kathy.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you, Heather, for
bye-bye.
this morning. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Sona. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.